Yo. All right. So, my friends, Charlie's internet is broken. That Miami internet. Miami internet. It's not live yet anyway. Give it a minute. Give it a minute to hit. Hit. Give it a minute to hit. Give it a minute to hit. There it is. There it is. We live. Live. Yo, what's up, everybody? So Charlie's internet is pulling that Miami bullshit again. I'm going to start the show. I'm going to start the show a little bit solo, just for a second, while he gets his router restarted. But you know what? I'm going to start it with something special because tomorrow, our new EP, the Force EP, drops on Fool's Gold Records. I'm going to play one of the tracks for you.
What for? You're never there yet. You think you'll be if you keep on digging. What you think you're gonna see? The walls around you getting up so high, gonna drown if the drops you sweating and all the tears you cry. Thinking if you keep digging, you find another lie. But the sun, the same, yeah, it's on the other side. You don't got to dig right through the middle. You don't got to be stressing so hard. Come on up, don't get caught in the middle before you get too far. Sun is gonna shine, yeah. You can shine too. Sun is gonna shine, yeah. You can shine too. Sun is gonna shine, yeah. You can shine too. The sun's gonna shine, yeah. You can shine too. You're moving it fast, gotta take it real slow. Keep it all laid back, feel it like you know. Come up from the ground, gonna hear that beat, and move it around. And can you feel the heat? Back you breaking to prove a sign to all the devils. Oh, but they ain't no mind. So stop that way, cause the sun shine anyway. And there are some others that need to hear what you gon' say. You don't got to dig right through the middle. You don't got to be stressing so hard. Come on up, don't get caught in the middle before you get too far. Sun is gonna shine, yeah. You can shine too. Sun is gonna shine, yeah. You can shine too. Sun is gonna shine, yeah. You can shine too. Sun is gonna shine, yeah. You can shine too.
Yes. Okay, well, we got Charlie on the mobile phone.
This is the T-Mobile cam.
T-Mobile Camp. Yo, you better not be dropping names like that, man, unless we get paid.
I mean, it's the C-Mobile Cam.
It's the mobile phone cam.
Dude, this internet sucks down here. I miss UE. I miss New York, where internet was good. Actually, you know what? That's a bunch of BS because I remember that the thing would drop all the time when I was in Brooklyn.
That Florida infrastructure, man.
You know, we don't really have much of infrastructure here, but we do have gators.
Nice.
Golf.
Gators and golf.
Stand-up paddle boards.
Uh-huh.
And
polluting gender reveal parties.
And play graves.
Yes. Florida representing.
Yo, I'm so glad that the latest EP is coming out, and I'm so glad that we get to share that piece of music with Harriet Brown, because that is one of the stronger. I mean, look, there's a lot of great music on this new album. But I love that cut, man. So great.
That one, yeah, that came out really special. And I mean, next month here on Schmoozing, every week we're going to feature live performances and interviews with the guests and the co-creators of our album. So it's going to be fun to celebrate with all you Lost Resort crew. But you know what? We got, today, first of all, we got a great show today.
Oh, yeah.
We got Paul Johnson, the Chicago legend, prolific house producer, incredible DJ, one of our favorites.
It's so heavy. Eli and I, we were looking at his discography, and it is just abundant. I mean, we know, but like really, when you talk about a producer who's made dance music for as long as he has, and the volume of awesome music, pretty unique and special.
Yeah, and we also got, opening it up, Conclave, our boy Toribio from Brooklyn. Gonna be celebrating his new release, his new single leading up to an album on Love Injection Records, New York's own. So it'll be great to catch up about what's been going on.
Oh yeah,
in that city. But here's the intro.
Hit it.
This is something special for you.
Schmoozing.
So that's it.
Long I see, bamboozle.
Schmoozing. Talk amongst yourselves.
Schmoozing.
So.
Are you ready? The show's about to start.
So look, first and foremost this week, with a heavy heart and very kind of upset, shaken up, like kind of mad at myself, about not acknowledging how serious all this racism and hate against Asian people in the United States has been. I've been seeing people posting on it on social media and just never really dug in. Like, obviously, I was really adamantly against our former president calling the COVID coronavirus, the Chinese flu or whatever he was calling it at different times. I mean, that was already wrong. When public officials are spewing hate, that's like, it can only lead to bad things, as we've seen in so many cases. But I take responsibility for not getting more involved in and standing up for our Asian brothers and sisters. And so, yeah, I mean, what went down in Atlanta a couple of days ago is just like the worst case scenario. I guess not the word, but it's like terrible outcome of all this hate being spread. And, another crazy white domestic terrorist with guns going and killing people for some bullshit. So, I think we need to do a better job of speaking out against hate against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders. There's a website called stopaapihate.org. You can go and report a hate incident. There's also, we also can donate or support an organization called Asian Americans Advancing Justice. I'm gonna drop on here. I'm gonna drop the link as well in the chat. I think it's all of our responsibility to to stand up against hate against any groups, any of us. You know, right now, especially Asians, always Black and brown people in America who are constantly discriminated against. But yeah, I mean, right now, I think it's important to show some solidarity and give money or just educate yourself. I'm trying to do that, trying to read up on what we can do. And, you know, something that's also so important, you know, for all us white allies is noticing, acknowledging, and confronting racism when you see it around you, whether that's your friends, your family, or a stranger. It can be really hard and uncomfortable, but I think, you know, it's hard and uncomfortable living as a Black person, brown person, Asian person when you have to deal with this. And it's our job, because we have it so much easier in so many ways, to face that uncomfort head on and take these steps. So that's my it's my soapbox in for today. But
Yo, I don't want to discount what's going on and all this hatred that's emerging against Asian Americans. But I just, whenever I see young people as the aggressors, it just like, it's not a sympathy, but it's just, it makes me feel like something needs to be done for young people, you know, mentorship, education. And I know it runs deep, but these are, you know, 21. Yeah, you're an adult, but you're a kid, you know, terrible decision making at 21.
I mean,
years
that's
of age.
that's putting it very mildly. Terrible decision.
Terrible decision. I mean, across the
way
board.
beyond terrible. That's like, you know.
I don't mean this guy, Eli. I mean, across the board, 21-year-olds, terrible decision making. You know, I think, you know, one thing that our country we're lacking is a fundamental education, mentorship, guidance. Perhaps someone wouldn't be led astray down this path of hatred, and perhaps these kind of school shootings and this kind of domestic terrorism would cease if people had a feeling of hope and that they were headed somewhere in their lives. I don't know.
For sure. I think we need a better education system for sure. And it's especially bad right now. I mean, with COVID, that's a whole other conversation, you know? I really feel for any kids, school age kids right now going through this. So I feel like it's going to be a whole generation that's going to be. You eating some candy right now? I'm grabbing some candies over there. Yeah. But yeah, I guess just we gotta try to do better as white folks, as all folks here in the U.S. for doing a better job of coming together and calling it out and standing up against hate as much as we can, and also some gun control. But that's a whole other conversation too. I want to drop some other announcement on the more musical tip, which is next weekend, not this weekend, the weekend after, we're going to be having an E-Funk virtual festival. We're going to be having an E-Funk virtual festival on the Soul Clap Music Twitch. Oh, we lost Charlie again. That damn Florida internet, man. Yes, Saturday starting at noon Eastern. And again, Sunday starting at 10 a.m. actually with my Unicorn Disco for Tots show. That's gonna kick it off with some classic hip hop classics. On Unicorn Disco for Tots this week, we're doing hip hop classics, old school hip hop. Mostly 90s because that's my shit. Maybe some 80s, maybe some 2000s too. You never know. So yeah, Saturday, Sunday next week is House of E-Funk, celebrating what would have been House of E-Funk Miami for Winter Music Conference, Miami Music Week. But sadly, we're 19 years in as Soul Clap, going to Winter Music Conference. Last year was 2020 was going to be our 20th year. Got canceled. 2021 canceled again. So, but we'll be back. 2022 will be 20 years of Soul Clap at WMC, and we will be celebrating with mad gigs. It's only a year away. But maybe there'll be some stuff in Miami before then, because it's popping down there. You know, it's popping. For this E-Funk party, we got Jimster, we got Spinna, we got Darling Chuck, Shortcut, Wayne Williams, Spinnerita, Ash Lauren, Miha, DJ Minx, Analog Soul, Paul Johnson, who's also joining us on the show today. Ardalon, Salah Ananse, Francois K, Kemet, Justin Martin, Heather, Kai Alce, Will Renoir, Ramon Rossel, Jubilee, DJ Sneak, and the Mike B. Damn, that lineup is stoked. Very excited to be hosting that on Soul Clap Music. And yes, we're going to keep it moving. We got our Bandcamp Song of the Week about to come in, but we're doing something special this week with our Bandcamp Song of the Week because we're going to be celebrating it with the artist in person whose song it is. We got our homeboy, Dorito.
You already know. What's up?
Welcome,
Thank
man.
you so much for having me on this schmooze.
It's great to have you. It's great to see your face, Poppy.
Oh, you already know.
Where are you at right now?
I'm in my studio in Bushwick, Ridgewood area. Yeah.
Nice.
Trying to weather this weather. And yeah, we out here, dude.
Weather the weather. I mean, at least it feels like spring. That's been positive.
We got blessed. Yeah, last week. It's just I love it. I love the spring more than the fall just because it's the promise of summer. And like I got super hyped. I mean, we still have to weather this bullshit, but just like you got reminded last week, like, hey, guess what's coming up in a few months? You know,
You're about to be
great.
Yeah, about to be outside and dancing. And I mean, I've heard from some folks that New York on the official tip is going to be doing like very lenient on granting licenses, cutting a lot of the fees for outdoor events. So looks like the city's embracing dance music culture or just music culture being outside for the summer.
Yeah. They kind of did it towards the end of the summer last summer too, which is good. And
That's
so this summer's only going to be more because we already know what to expect. We know it's not going to be normal. So we're going to make the best out of it as we always do.
Yeah, but I mean, you've made the most out of this time, really. You finished an album at the beginning of pandemic, right?
Yeah. Finished the album, and then we just been mixing it, taking our time with it, because you know, everything. It's been crazy because like we had plans to like, obviously as everyone did, to put it out, and then it's just like, nope, let's wait a month. I'm like, all right, let's put it out next month. It's funny, like in hindsight. We're like, hey, all right, everyone check in. Everyone's cool for next month. Yeah. And then like psych uprisings, like psych, but now it's finally gonna happen.
When's the album gonna drop?
The album is we're looking at May, like
May, cool.
like the third or last weekend of May.
Yeah, it's really similar for us. You know, like we got our album coming out the April 22nd, but it was like we basically finished mixing it over a year ago, February 2020.
Yeah.
We were in LA. Luckily we got it in before, shit went wild. Shit got really wild, so we could mix it in person. And then, and then just, took our time mastering it. Shout out to our mutual friend, Phil Maffa, who mastered it all for us,
Shout
man.
out to Maffa,
Turned it
Butcher Sound
out.
Studios.
Butcher Sounds.
Lost Souls of Saturn. He's with Seth Troxler in that project too. And he's like my big bro. Love that dude.
Yo, he was just such a joy to work with and like so patient and like just it was just nice to like have the creative process not be rushed at all.
Yeah, he's the
that was cool. And like he was cool with that. And it's exciting. It's exciting to put out music, even though this time is crazy, to finish music, put out music. Is that Charlie? Is he back? Is he back? He's back.
Hey-o.
Dude, what's going on?
Is that a hurricane? What's up?
What is going on?
It's the gators biting the fucking cable lines, dude.
What even happened before? How come that even cut out? I don't even know what's going on. I got rats in the kitchen.
Yeah.
There's a rat in the kitchen?
There's a rat in my kitchen.
It works better with a mullet. You got to grow a mullet, and then your internet's sick.
If I had
in Florida, dude.
Oh, what did I miss, guys? Whatever. I heard you.
We said we welcome Caesar to the show. We were just catching up a little bit, talking about actually, he has been having a similar process to us with just pushing the album back to take the time to do everything right. You know, since there doesn't feel like a rush these days.
You know?
Yeah.
I think
That's
it's
kinda
wise.
nice about
It's a
that.
wise move.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, well, let's play let's play our Bandcamp song of the week first,
Yeah.
and then we'll talk. Then we'll schmooze some more. So let's play that.
The Bandcamp Song of the Week.
I bet you didn't know we had James Earl Jones up on here.
Yo, that's official, dude. After coming to America? Oh shit.
All right, so here we go. This song is Perdón. It's off the latest single, or the latest, I guess, 12-inch. It also features Louis Vega remixes, which I think we'll play too, but I just wanted to drop the original first.
Que no me pides perdón, que no me pides perdón, que no me pides perdón, que no me pides perdón. Que no me pides perdón, que no me pides perdón, que no me pides perdón, que no me pides perdón.
Yes, yes, Charlie.
Yo,
Um,
can you hear me now?
Yeah.
yeah.
Good.
All right.
Dude,
Oh, snap! Drop that Louis beat.
comment on that last one though. That's such a dope. You're like, the harmonies are so dope, and there's this ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da. It gives me such like a Minneapolis feel.
Oh, dope. Awesome.
You know, I don't know if
Super
that was
dope.
intentional, but I was getting Prince vibes.
I mean, definitely, and throughout the album too, there's definitely that in there, even more intentional. That, but yeah, like Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis is like one of my favorite like producing duos of all time. So it's just like definitely.
Have
always
you seen DJ Shortcut on Twitch at all?
No.
He did like a tribute to Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, playing
shit.
only music videos,
Oh man, I gotta
like
check that.
Serato DJing music
Yeah.
videos.
That's
Unbelievable.
awesome. Yeah, man, they're the shit, man. Like, they're superheroes of mine for sure, production wise.
Yeah,
So
for
that's
sure.
definitely in there. Yeah,
For sure. Minneapolis, it runs deep.
yeah, man.
So get this, E. Sorry, get this. I just looked and finally got the final word on what the heck is going on my end, internet wise.
Mm-hmm.
And the internet's out in the whole neighborhood till 8 p.m.
Till 8 p.m.
No
Wow.
TV, no internet, no phones.
Wow. Why?
So this is it.
Uh-oh.
Guess I'm gonna have to produce. I'm gonna have to drop all the videos for.
You gotta
Call
drop
of
the
Duty.
videos.
That's cool. It's cool. We're also, Caesar. We also produce the show. We're not just the hosts. We're also the producers.
We're not just the hair club presidents, but we're also clients.
You're not just pretty faces.
Yeah, we're not just pretty faces. We're also behind the scenes. So yeah, tell us a little bit about this Conclave project. I mean, like I've known you as Toribio, as the DJ, as the producer. You dropped an EP on Most Excellent Unlimited a few years back, which I see behind you actually.
Yeah, shout out.
And then a couple. I guess was the first one. Sunny was the first Conclave release.
Yeah, that was the.
And I remember. I mean, that was like a year. That was like a little bit before.
It was like almost exactly to the day a year ago.
Yeah, but like luckily you would send me the promo, so I actually got to play that at gigs. Thank God. That was like this amazing closing song at a
Awesome.
few gigs before everything shut down because it's just so powerful. I mean, Sunny is such an amazing song, but then
Oh yeah.
I just didn't realize you had that kind of vocal range. But now you've like proven on multiple tracks, and I think we can play Sunny in a minute, but
Mhm.
I'd like to like just like tell us about how Conclave happened, how you kind of decided to make the move from just kind of like producing, making more DJ music to like really kind of stepping it into being an actual mini band, I guess. I mean, you play the
Yeah.
keys and you sing, but then there's also a whole band to this, right?
Yeah. Like the whole plan right now is just like once things open up, it's going to be rotating musicians. And I mean, I grew up playing music. Like I'm a musician first and then a DJ. So like I grew up, I'm trained playing drums. I went to like school for that, went to college for that stuff. So I've always been making all types of music. And I always had the idea. Luckily, I can sing a little bit. Like I grew up in the church, so I was like, man, this is something I can use that that will set me apart from other DJ producer types. And there's a lot of understanding I grew up with culturally, musically, with like Afro Latin, Afro diasporic rhythms and stuff like that. And with Conclave, so I came up first off with like that whole concept. It's deeper than what it seems, but in a nutshell, I'll try to not talk too much. But
Well, it is schmoozing. You can talk as much as you
Yeah.
want.
oh, okay. Well, shit. Yeah, so basically I started, I came here after college from Boston and came over here. And I started DJing parties and I was like, I want a different concept. So I was trying to look up for a word for like, a get together, but all of you don't want something as corny. Came across the word conclave and I looked it up and I was like, okay, I see the word clave in there. So I looked it up. Yeah. And I was like, okay, what's this? And so the actual dictionary term is just basically like an assembly. It's like a sacrilegious assembly of people, right? And I was like, okay, tell me more. So I went further into it. And it comes from, so when the Pope dies and they have to pick the new Pope, from like the first few times that this happened, the new technology at the time was a lock and a key. This was new. And so before that, which is crazy to think about, right? And so they decided to use this new technology and make these meetings happen in a room that you could only get in with key, which in Latin is con clave. Clave means key. And it's, so I was like, oh, okay, sick. And so also clave are they're two sticks that are used in Afro-Caribbean, Afro-Cuban music. And it's also a rhythm. And it's the key rhythm in a musical piece. This rhythm is what holds everything together. This rhythm, this clave, is the key piece that lets you know where everything is sitting. Without that, you're just in air, right? And so I was like, aha. So I was like, I'm gonna call this conclave. And people are gonna think conclave or whatever. I'm like, I want them to think all of that. But especially going back to what's true to me and my roots and stuff, putting all of it together because like the clave is super profound and ancient and deep, because the clave is not only, there's many different types of claves. There's rumba clave, there's son clave, there's the bembe clave, there's this, there's like so many different types of clave. Clave basically is just this rhythm, and you find it a lot. The basic one that you hear a lot is you find it a lot in salsa and stuff like that. It's called the son clave, which is like pa 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 pa, right? Then everything's doonky doon doonky doonky doon, right? That clave is not only in Latin music, it's in jazz. So if you analyze, because the same slaves that were imported like products from Africa were brought over to the New World. In New Orleans, they call it the Congo Square because a lot of the slaves were from El Congo, which is similar to in DR. A lot of the slaves were brought from El Congo to DR, which is why our music is a little bit different than the Cubans, because a lot of them are from Nigeria. They're Yoruba. That's another thing. But so in the Congo Square, they were playing these rhythms, and that is super prevalent in jazz. If you ever listen to New Orleans second line music, that's based on the clave, because it's like, oh, when the Saints when the Saints
Oh, yeah.
when the Saints go marching, you know, that's the clave.
It's right there, man. It's right there.
James Brown has the clave too in his music, and I, you know, the way I interpret it, and even to like music that's coming out today, you can hear it's kind of like once you understand it, you start to see it everywhere. And I think some people are intentional and some it's not intentional. I like to think of it as like it's the ancestors still speaking, coming through you, you know, where people don't know, you know, like like playing. I'm digressing a little bit too. It's just like what I think.
Keep going.
What makes this like music super funky, where the funk is all right. So the clave, one of the main claves can be divided into two or three or two. Because you have the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, right? This rhythm, I digressed already. I forgot the point I was gonna make. Wait, hold on.
I'll throw something in there. I love a good pun.
Yeah.
And to find this amazing pun that not only sums up your musical heritage, but the key, literally, the clave.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a brilliant name. And like, I was hip to the double meaning. And I'm hip to the clave and the different rhythms that are represented. But I love this history.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. Thank you. Just reminded me now.
Yo.
That's perfect. So the funk is in between 3 and 2. So there's like, the clave you can split up in 3 and 2, right? And in music, you have what is called triple meter and duple meter. So basically what I'm getting at is the funk, the most interesting parts of rhythm and music is when you're in this gray area in between. That's literally what funk is, because it's not straight, right? And you're playing with the triplets and the duple. So triple meter. So if you're just counting in 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, this is duple, because it's divided in 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And triple meter, you're using triplets. So you're going triplet, 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 triplet. In between is where you find the funk. So for instance, in like rumba music in guaguancó, there's many different congas. Again, they're playing around the clave, and they're playing these different rhythms. The quinto, which is like the solo drum, they're soloing, playing in between 3 and 4, because they're going, if the clave is going ta 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 ta, if you're playing it straight and ta ta, you're going tiki 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 tiki. But if you really, it's chiki 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 kum kum kiki ting ting kum ping ting chiki tiki tiki tiki, you know, like, so it's going in between triplets and like duple. And that's the same thing that Dilla does. Like, this is the ancestors coming through, because it's not quantizing shit. Because if you're playing everything straight, what gives it that funk is the irregularity of going in between 3 and 4, and that's the ancestors coming through that too. And that's like the kind of shit I like to explore and play with and spread with this project. You know?
Yeah, I mean, like, you definitely, I mean, you hear it in the music as well, right? Those like super, I mean, it's like those open funk Latin beats that you don't hear a lot of that in dance music, right? I mean, it's that connection to Dilla really just blew me away, though. That's amazing.
I want to throw out, like,
it makes sense.
Drummers, don't be sleeping on drummers. That's why drummers are always like the cool cats in the band.
I'm a drummer,
you know,
bro.
like lead singers are always like out on their ego. Guitar players, they're like kind of aloof. Keyboard players, but like bass players and drummers, that's like the glue, man. I love the musical history from the drummer's perspective.
Yeah. I mean, that's that's like my life. That's like the most interesting in my life. That's like what my life purpose. Like, if I could, I wish I could get money and like literally take down and really go in and go to like Nigeria and write down these extra claves and rhythms and even like connect it even further, because like I could it's everywhere. Even the way they use triplets, and they don't even know that, like Migos using triplets and stuff. And it's like, oh, it's like, what is this? It's just like, yo, that's the funk.
Like
that's the
the
ancestors.
808
Like,
trappy hi-hats and stuff.
yeah, and the way they're speaking and their flow. And that's also in, jazz is that too, because just jazz is also, you count it in 4. 1, 2, 3, cha 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 cha. But that's triplet. You're going one yacht, triplet, 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 and you get to play on that. And that's what Charlie Parker was like, oh, I'm gonna use swing, and then also some things straight. And it's just like, and that's like, oh, this is amazing. This touches everyone. That's what James Brown does with we're gonna have a funky good, that shuffle. Because that's 4.
Yeah.
But it's triplet, chiggity, boom, boom, ding, 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 chiggity, boom. That's why everyone will be like, oh, I like this,
Because it's easier. It's not like
I think it's natural.
It's natural.
Yeah.
Which one's natural? The 4/4 or the triplet?
No, the
both.
triplet.
I think it's both.
It's the combination.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Sure. Let's play some more of this. Let's play another song so that people can hear this kind of thread.
If they're watching, I wonder if they're going to be counting at home. If they're going to be counting 4/4, if they're going to be counting the triplets.
Yeah.
I can't see the chat room, but I wonder if the chat rooms count. Chat room, how are you counting this music?
Well, we got something special right now.
Oh snap!
We got a world premiere.
Oh,
a world premiere.
Yeah.
We need a special, we need a special drop for world premieres too. Like we have the Bandcamp song. We need to get James Earl Jones back in the vocal booth for us to record it.
Yeah.
I've seen him. Actually, did you guys see Coming to America too?
Yeah.
I haven't yet. Oh man, I gotta see it.
It's pretty good.
Spoilers, guys. Come on, please.
I'm not gonna spoil it. Yeah. This is so the album is touching on everything that has influenced me naturally. It just comes out, but this is more like hip hop type stuff. But the drums, I played live drums and also program, and I'm trying to play in between subtly that kind of swing, but this is a cover of a band I really like, Little Dragon.
Oh,
never heard of them.
Never heard of them.
Yeah, they're one of my favorite bands too.
They're one of my favorite. And so they had this joint twice that came out. It's like beautiful and really somber, but we decided to flip it completely on its head. And I swear to God, you've never heard it like this.
Nice.
I want to run and get the vinyl, the Perdón vinyl. I want to show people how dope that was. 1 sec. I'll be back while you guys listen.
Oh, the sound's gone. Wait, the sound's gone.
I like that he ran out.
It's too exclusive for y'all.
It's so exclusive.
Wait, the sound is gone, bro.
Oh man, this is funny. We can come back. We should really bust his balls when he gets back. Wait, which album was Twice off of?
Their first one. That was like the first thing they put out that like really put them out there. And I was in college when that came out, and you're in music college too. This is like Little Dragon was definitely a lot of kids in music school loved them, and I'm one of them.
For sure. Yeah, we've I love their music too, and we spent quite a few party hours and studio hours with Freddie, the drummer, the bass player.
Dope, yeah.
Yeah, Frederick. We became friends years ago when he was living in Berlin. And got to get in close and played on the same festival as them a number of times as well. Wait, were you didn't I see you at the show in Elsewhere?
Yeah. Which one?
I think I did see you.
Yeah, we definitely.
Okay, so like last year, 2020, that doesn't even count as year, right?
Yeah.
We're like scratching that from. So this would have been, I guess, 2019.
The one with Scott Grooves.
Was it Scott?
I played one, and then the other one.
When Little Dragon performed.
Oh no, I didn't. I wasn't. No, Oh no, I thought you were talking about one of your shows. Their show.
No, they performed. Yeah. They had like 2 nights. They did a night at the Apollo, and then they did a night at Elsewhere.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
I wasn't there for that, but I probably
it was your
worked.
spirit. Your spirit was.
Yeah, I think they're super dope. They do a really dope. She has a dope, soulful way of singing, and she uses a lot, which is interesting. I don't know if it's conscious too. She uses the pentatonic scale
Yeah.
in her melody choices, which is very common in like Asian music,
Oh,
but she sings it soulfully, so it's like hidden too. I don't know if it's
Yeah.
conscious or subconscious, but yeah, hey, the music's not working, bro.
yeah, Eli, it didn't play. We can't hear it. Can you hear us?
I don't even know.
Oh, I forgot to put the audio on. Nice, and then I bounced.
Exclusive.
Too exclusive. Yo, this is it can't be a Mercury retrograde. This must be something else. This must be a soul clap retrograde.
All right, let's try this again.
Try it again.
Twice I turned my back on you. I fell flat on my face, but didn't choose. Tell me, where would I go? Tell me what led you on. I'd love to know. Was it a blue night? Gone back down. Was it both men in wonder? Said he goes under. Was it the highways so frightening? Or was it two wills, one nearer, holding us nearer now? Thought I had an answer once, but your random ways swept me along. Lost the sign, so I got lost with so many lovers singing the song. Was it the new night gone back down? Or was it both men in wonder that he goes under? Was it the highway so frightening? Or was it two wells or one mirror holding us nearer now? Now. Already tried sometimes before, baby, baby,
Yeah, I'm about to hit the report button for that being too fire. Man,
was-
so good, dude. And now I got the link. I can listen to the whole album. Pretty exciting. Pretty exciting, man.
Yeah, thanks.
And I love seeing like this take and also this kind of like this hip hop, this Dilla style
Yeah,
on this one, showing that range for sure.
yeah, man.
I want to talk also. Well, so I wanted to show the vinyl for Perdón.
Shout out to Love Injection Records.
Right. I wanted to send a big shout out to Love Injection Records, Paul and Barbie, and also Love Injection Fanzine. But basically, they sent out these personalized hand stamp promos.
Ooh,
With my name,
jealous.
number 9 of 50, and they had this whole like kind of like PR press write up like they used to put in the sleeves of records, and a nice little personal note too. If you play it, say it. Hi, hope you enjoy this promo. We're looking for solid quotes to use on the hype sticker of the main release. If you like the record, please let us know your thoughts. So that was really that personal touch. I mean, that's what makes Love Injection. So Love Injection Fanzine is a New York based underground dance music culture magazine full of amazing interviews and
Great resource, yeah, for
DJ
sure.
charts and info. I've learned so much about artists I love, or artists I didn't even know about that are doing amazing stuff from that magazine, and so much love goes into that, is injected into the magazine. And so you're actually like the only artist. They launched the label basically for Conclave, right?
Not for Conclave, but yeah. I'm like, yeah, y'all gotta, y'all gotta. You know, it's a great idea right now in this pandemic. Let's start a label. Yeah. No, we Paul. Actually, can you take this down? I want the album art isn't even released yet. I forgot. So the actual we gotta change that.
We gotta
Yeah.
Yo, but on that track though, you know, I was telling Caesar when you were gone, Eli, about you know, our friendship with Freddie from Little Dragon and playing, you know, a bunch of festivals with them over the years. We should totally send that down the line, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. They're gonna love that.
Yeah, they'll love it.
I hope so. Yeah.
Hey, yo, I'm looking at the Bandcamp. You sold a record. You sold a record since we first went here. Since we first went to the Bandcamp page. It was 9 remaining before. You're down to 8. So
Nice. Thank you, somebody.
Yeah. Shout out to y'all. It's
Did
crazy.
you talk about linking up with Louis and how that all came together?
Yeah. I mean, haven't talked about it, but we can get into it right now. No, I'm just joking. Yeah. You know, well, first, I would just like Paul, Raffaele, Barbie, like they're family, and they've always been so supportive. And you know, starting with my first EP, Paul had Most Excellent Records, which then turned into Love Injection. You know, and he's always believed and wanted to put this music out. And you know, I was always showing him this stuff, and he's like, "We got to put this out." And we would shoot for the stars. We'd be like, you know what would be dope? So with the first EP, we were like, you know what would be dope if we got Joe Clausel to fucking do a remix. And sure enough, he fucked with it, and he did the remix. And you know, we got this album coming out, and we're like, we made a list of people that we would want to do remixes, and Louis Vega and Kenny Dope, they're like one of my top heroes, you know.
the best.
Yeah, man, this shit, you know. And if people, you know, for Louis Vega for so many reasons too, because like he is like New York music royalty. His uncle is Hector Lavoe of like you know, Fania Records, which is like salsa Motown.
That's it, man.
You know. And then also Louis Vega helped launch the careers of Mark Anthony and La India. Yeah, La India I didn't even know did house till you know later, because I grew up only salsa like that, and I'm like, so he's always been big. And so, you know, the name was thrown out. We're like, yo, what if we can, you know, see if Louis would be down? And I'm like, do you work it out, Paul? And Paul, you know, has done things with Louis. Louis super cool and down to earth, and like super. This is like, well, a giant. And you wouldn't guess it the way he acts. You know, he's super humble and down to earth and supports Love Injection. And you know, he sent him Perdón and he fucked with it. He was like, yeah, we could definitely do some stuff with it. And originally we were just like, you know, just one remix. He fucked with it so much, he gave us 3 different remixes, you know?
That's very Louis.
Yeah, I was like sick, and they're all bangers.
Oh yeah, he's got all his vision. Always doing all his versions. But what's really cool about this, I noticed looking at the credits, is that he has his son Nico.
Yeah,
playing the overdubs and programming and the mix engineer now. So Nico is now his mix engineer.
Whoa.
Yeah, he was talking. We got to sit down and talk a few months ago, and he was telling me about it. How his son, you know, which is really cool. Like his son, Nico, is very much wants to do it his own way. Like he doesn't rest on the laurels of like, hey, my parents and everything. So he seeks out getting guitar lessons himself and learning everything himself. No tips or help from dad or anything.
Dope.
Which I'm like, that's cool, because like I'm a piece of shit, because I would do the opposite. I'd be like, hell yeah. Like, you know,
not if it was your dad though, you know, you gotta like rebel against your parents.
That is true.
We met him in Ibiza when we were playing at Heart, where Anani and Louis have their residency, and I remember getting a chat with him, and you know, I think he's probably like 17 or 18 then, and I was like, yeah, what kind of music? He's like, I like metal.
Yeah, that's you gotta
dope.
rebel from it. But apparently Louis was saying that, you know, he I think this is like one of the first things that Nico engineered.
That's
and
tight.
He knew exactly what to do. Louis would be like, yo, can you fly this over there? And he did it like in 2 seconds, and like knew how to program and do all this stuff. And so it's like really, he was really happy that they could do, you know, some fun.
I mean, it sounds really good. I know Louis got high standards. He's worked with some amazing engineers that we know and we've hung out with as well. But I mean, this one's just completely up to the standards. Like I wouldn't know that this is like a new engineer, right? Like this sounds exactly right.
And I wouldn't know that Nico this is his first thing. I wouldn't know that hearing this, you know. You wouldn't think it.
Exactly. That's what's
nothing
so
about
cool.
it.
And I mean, like the label. I actually kind of want to. I'm gonna buy this record before it sells out, because I just love the kind of like paying tribute to the old Masters at Work record label, like the same font. I know. Well, Paul Raffaelli, who runs Love Injection, is also a graphic designer, right? So
yeah,
I know that
he went in on this, like, where I'm not a visual person, he is, and he's like, yo, we're gonna, I forget what the actual term is, but it's just like we're gonna get the kind of I guess coloring where it's like shimmers in the light, and I'm like, he's like geeking out on this. I'm like, this is sick, but you know, like I don't like the spacing of the words for me, you know, it's like, but it does make a big difference, and I'm learning so much through him. But that, like, he knows how to make things look beautiful, and he has his own style, and he's very intentional with everything he does.
I love the style.
Yeah.
All right, C's, I see Paul in the green room. Mr. Paul Johnson is getting ready to join us from Chicago. Man, I'm so glad you could sit down with us. Thanks for premiering that Little Dragon cover twice.
No doubt.
That was amazing.
Appreciate
everybody. Go check. I'm gonna drop the link to the Bandcamp here in the chat. conclavemusic.bandcamp.com.
Conclave Music on IG too.
Yep.
PK on Facebook.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see you in person.
Yeah, for sure.
Get a big hug.
Yeah, big old bear.
Maybe get some tacos at Black Flamingo. You know.
Yeah, man. I really appreciate you guys for real. Giving this opportunity, and I appreciate you guys doing and trying to do things right, and keeping on like bringing the culture forward and sharing things and using your platform to do great things. And I don't take it for granted. Thank you.
Hey, respect.
Thanks, man. Yeah, no, I mean we're inspired by Love Injection, you know, and and you know, there's definitely people who putting the love into doing this stuff is what it's all about. Whatever it is, whether it's the music or the DJing, or it's been amazing for us too to actually finally have a talk show. We've always wanted to have something like this. So.
Yeah, this is great for you guys. You guys got to keep on doing this, you know?
Yeah,
we're gonna. I don't think we have a choice.
Yeah, this is
we're
too
stuck
dope.
in a bubble.
Yeah, this is awesome.
All right, thanks, Caesar.
Appreciate y'all. Peace.
Peace. Nice, great music. I'll share you. I'll share Charlie. I'll share you that that SoundCloud link so you can preview the album. Shh.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I can't wait. That's dope. And I think that's a wise move. Snag those vinyls before they're gone. They're probably going to go up in value. That's a dope project.
It's a great release. And they know what they're doing. You know, they also, you know, Most Excellent Unlimited also puts out all the Danny Krivit edits and 45 and 7-inch box sets as well. So
and you're doing it right when you're getting those promos in the mail, bro.
Those are the homies.
You've been a subscriber. You've been a subscriber to Love Injection for years.
It's true. It's true. Big support. All right. Well, we got Paul in the green room. Let's bring him in. Paul Johnson.
Yo.
How you doing?
What's
How are
up,
you?
Paul?
I'm
Thanks
great.
for joining us. Man, I had like technical nightmare. We were talking about like, you know, technical sound checks and stuff, and then my internet crashed.
Oh wow!
It's out in like the whole neighborhood. It's not gonna come back on till like 8 p.m. tonight. So I had to like go and steal my girlfriend's new iPhone because mine was crapping out. So
yeah, that's what's up.
We're out here.
The show must go on. The show must go on.
You got it together.
How you doing, man?
I'm pretty good. Just chilling right now. I've been on the phone with my bank for like 30 minutes, cursing them out because
What's going on, man?
I put a check in there Monday. I didn't look at the receipt until today. At the bottom, it says the check will be held until the 25th. I'm like, what the fuck is that about?
That's like next week.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, what are you talking about? They like, it's the amount. If it was like 2 or 3 G's, they wouldn't have said nothing. But it was over 30. They were tripping over 30. You know how they go.
I wonder who thought that. Is that the bank's fault or is like the person who's paying?
Yeah,
maybe that's the one that doesn't have the funds.
It's something totally new that they're doing. Like it's a fraud, some type of fraud prevention.
Right.
But I'm like, we're both in Chicago. The check came from a label in Chicago to me. I live in Chicago. What's all the checking about? All you have to do is make a phone call. So they couldn't really explain. It's just something new that they're doing. So
is it a big corporate
I
bank?
have a headache right bank? I should have just stayed with Chase. I should have stayed with Chase. I moved to Bank of America, and that's what it is, bro. So that's a lesson learned.
Well, or I mean, it is testament to Bank of America's fraud protection because they are diligent with it, you know.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
But I remember, I know Eli and I, when we're on the road, because we use Bank of America, and then like sometimes you'll tell the bank, "Oh, I'm going to be here, I'm going to be there," and then like you get to wherever you're going, and
that credit card
you can't use the ATM.
Exactly, bro. They did that to me in Amsterdam. Like, dude, I'm trying to buy weed. Cut my shit back on, man.
Well, that's pretty dope though to get a $30,000 check from a record label. That's a good come up, and that means your music. We were saying before the intro, like you're so prolific with how much music you put out. So it's great to hear that it actually. It's inspiring to see a house music producer actually get a real check from their house music.
Yeah, it never stops, bro. Like that's why I never stopped producing. Because my thing is this: I don't care about all this new stuff. Like it's cool that we do Bandcamp, but I don't fuck with that really. I sign my shit to labels, to real labels that's put real money behind it, that's putting it in magazines. And Bandcamp isn't doing that, bro. You're just asking people to come and buy your shit. It's totally different. So I stick with the old school. I sign checks. Like, checks and get my ass caps, bro. Like, I keep that going. It's cool for new artists, but I just don't. I'm good the way I'm going, bro.
I mean, it's definitely working. But you're also making music that's popular enough and that stands the test of time. Unlike a lot of newer producers, especially with like genre, not to hate on tech house or techno or stuff, because there's legendary tech house and techno songs, but there's something to like the way in which newer music and all these younger producers is much more generic. You were able to carve out a sound that's so uniquely Paul Johnson, and yet still exists and stands and works the way it does in a club or in a DJ set today, the way it did when it came out 90, 94, 95, 99, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, what's up?
Great. But then again, this is a wonderful problem to have.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
Held up.
For sure, bro. Absolutely.
Too much for the checking account.
Right. We gotta look into this. But that's cool. I don't mind.
So I'm assuming just because I follow your Instagram that this is a check for Get Down, which is like gotta
that's
be.
The one that's the last one I just. Usually it's money transfers from ASCAP. Then those really aren't a problem because those take 2 or 3 days. But a physical check, it's been a while since I got a physical check. So I told him to transfer it. He didn't listen to me and wrote the check instead. But
Yeah, that's weird.
Right. But I mean,
and that record came out on Moody Records.
Yeah, in 1990, I made it the end of 1998, and it came out in 99. So it's been 23 years since I made it. I made it 23 years ago.
Should we drop this video? Can we drop the video right now?
Yeah, that's what's up. I see it. We made that in Ibiza. Hired that model from London and brought her down to the island. I was on tour during that time, so they had to catch me where they could. That's why I'm not really in the video. They caught me at the clubs I was playing. We just had to think of something really quick.
Yeah.
But when she goes down, she comes up in the club. She comes up in space, and she comes up in where else was I at? Space and what was the other club? I can't remember.
Is it outdoor club?
Indoor, outdoor. Yeah, I can't remember. The big ass club, the space. And,
what, Amnesia or?
I want to say Amnesia, but the other one.
Pasha.
Say it again.
Pasha.
Yeah, Pasha. Space and Pasha. That's where I was at. That's Pasha right there.
Huh? She got spit out in the phone booth.
Yeah, and now she's showing up at Space.
Yes.
Yeah, they called me while I was DJing, so that's the only way I could fit in the video. And then the rest of the shots are just around the island that day. It literally like just I don't know, but that's how Europeans made videos. You know what I mean? They didn't have to do too much.
I feel like there were a lot of videos from around this time in the late 90s because like dance music was just like they just wanted to have. There was so many like tracks like this.
Yeah,
a vocal or like an actual like singer, and they just to have, but they needed a video for all the like European dance channels.
Yeah,
right, exactly.
MTV Europe, all over Europe. So they just kind of took whatever and just did it as fast as they could with whatever they could.
Yeah.
Go dance with some stuff. Like go over there and do something.
Right. And it really worked though. That's the funny part about it.
I think you could expand that to like even like other genres like alternative rock from like the late 90s. Like there's what the heck is the plot of this music video? But there it is. And then you get it, then it's getting played on MTV. And that's what's up.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's cool. I was wondering if that was shot in Ibiza. It definitely captures the vibe.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like? Days. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I don't know. I was just saying we shot it in 2 days.
What was it like in 1999 to have that record out and have like
I really couldn't take it, bro. I needed my parents a whole lot back then because everybody around the planet was on me. It just was nonstop, bro. Wow. Everybody was on me about this damn song. And it went on for like two years straight before it calmed down. Even now, that song still drives people crazy when they hear it.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Like people are still using it and playing. I have so many videos sent to me on Instagram of people playing and doing stuff with it, tricks DJs and people dancing and teaching dances. And it's just so much going on still with that song. It's great.
You definitely elevated an absolute disco classic. And I think that's one of the things I really respect about you as a producer and as your ear as a DJ and as a curator, a programmer is like the samples that you select and how you use it to create something like a whole new work. But like when you're saying like people were on you, is it like that they were, wanting to sample, that they wanted to license the record, they wanted to book you,
okay,
or they just wanted to give you praise?
Exactly. Everything you just said and more. Like it was like I was the number one thing at the time around the entire planet. So it just was when it happens, everybody wants you. They want you to remix. They want the license. They want to book you. They want you to do this. They want you to be here. They want you to say that. And, you know, it's just so much going on, bro. And like everybody wants it. Just imagine millions of motherfuckers wanting it all at the same time. Like it's crazy to handle that.
Yeah, with house music, it's like I think it's so rare to have like a hit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe even now today it's even more rare. But like at that time, still it was like maybe 1 or 2 songs a year you would have that would be like the songs that everybody knew and everybody played.
Right.
So that's
like for instance, I took a little vacation back to Ibiza just to get away from everything, and just going down the street by myself. A 13-year-old kid runs up to me and, "Excuse me, are you Paul Johnson?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm." "Mom, come here quick. I told you it's him." Everybody ran over to me. I was just trying to get away from it, but it was that type of thing. It just kept going.
Yeah.
I couldn't escape it, bro. I'm like, "Come on, you don't know who I am, Jordy. Like, quit playing." I saw you on Top of the Pops. And I forgot I did the Top of the Pops, so every fucking body.
Oh wow! Can you Google that?
We're trying to find that, but you know, while I try to find that, I want to play this. You were saying that it's still to this day. So this is this DJ Michelle.
Yep, DJ Michelle is 8 years old. She's from Dubai, and she was just recently in the Goldie Awards, which is like a modern rendition of like the DMC battles that Fool's Gold Records hosts. So A-Track and DJ Craze, and I think it was the last year's champion. Oh, did we lose Paul? Well, Paul, if you're watching,
we'll play it.
We'll pop back in. Anyway, she had a battle routine and she used Get Down and did this mashup. Check it out.
I think I found this Top of the Pops too. So
nice.
After I drop this, we'll get into that. DJ Michelle.
I was 5 and he was 6. We rode on horses made of sticks. He wore black and I wore white. He would always win the fight. Bang, bang, he shot me down. Bang, bang, I hit the ground. Bang, 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 that awful sound. Bang, bang, my baby shot me down, 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 down,
Right. I have so many videos.
Yeah, go ahead.
So many videos sent to me like that. It's crazy.
I mean, that's a very special one though.
Well, the most special one I had was a blind kid sitting at the piano playing Get Down and singing it. Yeah. Like I got some really, really special shit sent to me, bro. Like that was cute Michelle did, but the blind kid sitting at the piano, it made me cry, bro.
I don't blame you, man.
Yeah. He just had his head up like doing the Stevie Wonder and just playing and singing, bro. It was incredible.
That's amazing.
I'm not sure what's going on, but the video feed keeps stalling. Like I can't see anything moving.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's one of those days, one of those tech difficulty days.
I can see you perfectly good on this end.
Yeah, we're good.
Well, I can't see anything, just so you know. It's just off road. But as long as you can see me, we're good.
Hopefully that comes back. But just to touch back on what you were talking about in the overwhelming way in which when everyone is trying to, because when this record dropped 1999 and this was Top of the Pops and it's like #1, people, when they want to share their excitement and enthusiasm for the way that the music touched them, like when we get into this thing making as musicians or artists, like, the goal is to, maybe to touch people and like make people have something to escape to, something to celebrate. And like as performers, it's only natural that we want some sort of attention.
Right.
I
wasn't
but
looking for that though.
It's always interesting when it sort of backfires.
It totally backfired on me. It was the last song on my track. Check this out. I did a 9-track album and I gave it to Bill. He said, "Why don't you go home and make one more track?" I said, "Fuck it. All right. I'll make something real quick." I went home and made it in 17 minutes, bro. If you look at my album, it's the last fucking track on the album.
Yep, I remember. I've got that one. I've got that Moody album. Yep.
Track. It was just a throw-in track to make number 10, bro. That's the crazy shit. It took me a couple of months to make that album. I spent hundreds of dollars. I hired cats playing on it, playing live on it, all of that. It took the one track that took me 17 minutes to make. The stupid track, which I called it at the time, is just my stupid. That's the one Earth went to and loved it, man. It's fucking crazy.
It is weird. There's a couple, there's a lot of great material on that.
I love that. I love that album.
And I think that was definitely for Eli and I coming of age in the 90s. I think I started I first got my turntables in 96, 97. And I started raving I think the first rave I went to was 97. Mm-hmm. And I think I came upon your music probably by 98. And I remember getting my copy in Boston at Satellite Records on Mass Ave, which is of course long gone. But I still have my copy here. And there's still so much of that album resonates. And there's a lot of nostalgia for me on that album. There's a couple tracks on there that I love, which are sort of maybe the unexpected, but I love your deep and sort of jazzy side.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
That's cuts on there. The Groove really Goes On, and the Groove I Had. The Groove Goes On. Is that you singing?
Yeah, it's all me, bro. That's what I'm trying to say. All the stuff I wanted people to know about me. That whole album got overlooked just because of Get Down. So I sing on a lot of my stuff, bro. All the high notes, all the low notes. I do it all.
Yeah, it's really rare to have house music albums that are good albums also, I think, that aren't just compilations of songs, but this one definitely is on my list of those actual house music albums that I could just chill and listen to.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, I appreciate that. That's what I'm saying. All they got overlooked.
Big shout out to Justin Martin Music in the house.
Yes, sir. And that's when I started putting the piano more. I knew I could do it, but I just wasn't doing it. So I started sampling stuff and playing on top of it. That was my whole style, just play on top of whatever I sampled and add my parts to it. And then my mother's like, why don't you sing? You know you can sing. If it wasn't for my mother, you guys wouldn't even know that part.
Yo, can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah, I was scared to do it.
I can hear you, Charlie.
Nice. I'm back on the internet. This is huge. So your mother has really played a pivotal role in your career.
Yeah, completely, bro. If it wasn't for her, a lot of stuff I wouldn't have done. So I did it all for her right before she passed.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm. And she's missed so much, man. She died in 2001. She missed she's missed a lot. But she was really proud of me what I did so far.
I mean, and she should be, man. You've made an incredible contribution. I mean, beyond just house music,
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yeah.
Eli, can you trigger the other cut, which is the Groove I Have?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And are you playing guitar on that record?
So on that, I hired someone.
Okay.
And actually, the second single was supposed to be wait, it wasn't that. It was supposed to be yeah. That was the third, but the second single was supposed to be
The Party Horn. Oh man, the Party Horn.
No. I'm trying to think of the name of it.
This is an underground cut, man. This is a deep cut.
I think it's hold on, let me look it up real quick.
Yo, not Robin Simmons. Shout out with the butt shaking emotes. Oh, I love that. What was that comment?
Oh, I was muted. I was saying someone wrote "want 1,000 cut your hair" in the chat. I'm like, yo, that's probably for me because I need a haircut. And yes, I want 1,000 to cut my hair, please.
You could turn it into a weave. It would be an Eli hair weave, which would be a strange look, but it would be look.
So the way he played was supposed to be the second single.
Oh, okay.
After Get Down. And I even had Byron Stingley sing vocals to it.
Oh, that's an unreleased cut though.
Yeah, well, it's on the album, but it never got the single part because Get Down just took off. Nobody cared about the album after that. And that's I was going to shoot a video for that. Me and Byron in the video, but it just never got done. So Get Down just took over the entire. It was like, fuck the album. This is fun.
Wait, so the vocal with Byron is not, that never came out?
It never came out. Yeah, I never released it because nobody even cared anymore. After Get Down, shot all the way up. It just shot up and stayed up. So nobody was interested anymore.
I went looking for my copy. It's buried in there somewhere. Because I was thrown off. I was like, am I tripping? And Byron Stingley's on the album? But no.
Unreleased. It's unreleased. Yeah. But the way he plays, that's me singing those backgrounds. It's pretty dope. Yeah, that's supposed to be the second single.
Can we pull that one up? You want me to look for it?
Yeah, I'll get it.
But here's a question that I've been meaning to ask you, Paul, since I knew you were coming on the show. And this is a track that this is an example on. This is like a production technique. You're able to get like the most rubbery, elastic drums, and I know like I can hear like perhaps that like maybe some attack enveloping and stuff can lead to like some of that stuff with like the hi-hats. But I was wondering if that's like not to like give away your trade secrets, but like how I'm just wondering how you're able to achieve the particular bubbling, bouncing, elastic.
I just hear it in my
rhythms.
head. Whatever I hear in my head, I search those sounds out. So when I'm making a track, I just don't turn the machine on and put a preset in there. Whatever the sound is in my head, I make that sound. So I find the closest kick to what I sound and then EQ it to how it is in my mind. I find the closest hi-hat to what's in my head and, finagle that. So that's what I do. I don't just put stuff in there and make a track. It has to sound like it sounds in my head. Yeah. So it's just about me EQing the sounds that I use. Sometimes I stretch them, sometimes I shorten them, sometimes I pitch them up or down. But it all happens before I make the track.
Eli, can you play one from that I picked called where'd it go?
You So Silly, The Love We Share.
No, it was
Speech impediment.
It was blowing bubbles. Where was that's not on the internet.
You know what that was? That was me going, wait. I can't do it anymore.
And then what? Ran it into the sampler?
Yeah. Shit, I can't do it anymore. There it is.
There it is.
I just put that in the microphone and just went up and down with it. That's what I say. Everything just came out of my mind.
Here we got it on Beatport. You want to play a Beatport link?
Yeah.
Share it.
I got all those old tracks in one of my drives. I should have just taken it and pull them up.
No, I've got it on my on Record Box.
Okay.
But yo, check this out, guys.
But yeah, that's all I did was just make the bubbles down.
This track's nuts, man.
And you know what's crazy? When I was making all that stuff, I had no idea anybody else was listening. I was just doing it for all the
Shit. Sorry.
I didn't even think it would go out, out of the city. I was just doing it for all of us that were playing in Chicago.
Wow.
I never expected. Once it started going overseas and stuff like that, that's when I knew, okay, people are listening. You put a little more into it,
Oh my goodness.
And that's what made me really change my style. Because I would have just kept making hard shit like that. Once I realized people were listening, I put more into it.
You're like, wow, you can actually make songs because
You're
people
right,
are
exactly.
actually, yeah,
So I can do some stuff, right?
not just tracks.
Right.
Well,
The
by the
funny
time
part is, I used to
Yeah,
get
go
all Fs in music class because I never went. My teacher was like, why don't you come? Like, I can't explain it, but I already get it. Like, I don't know how to. Like, I don't need to do it.
that is hilarious, man. Wow.
My
Listen to
my
that.
father came up to school in high school, freshman year, and put hands on me right in front of everybody. Like, son, you're not gonna sit there and get F's in school. You're smarter than this. At least just go to class and get a D. Just pass the damn class.
Yo, that's sound advice.
Yeah, oh yeah, it worked. It worked.
Well, it seems like your music and creativity is taking you, very far, For
Yeah,
sure.
it's still a nonstop ride, bro. Like, along with the stuff I'm putting out, I get asked to remix stuff at least once, almost once a week. I get asked to remix something. I'm not even making that up. I have to turn down more than I can do.
Where is that stuff? What kind of music are you getting asked to remix? Is it coming from all over, or is it
Yeah, all over. Like, for instance, I just Crico. Oh man,
Crico Castelli?
Yeah, Crico Castelli. I'm doing one for him. I'm doing one for Joe Smooth. I'm doing one for what's Michael Jackson's daughter's name again?
Well, there's
Paris Jackson. Yeah, I'm doing one for her. I'm doing one for the
It
old
wasn't
group.
Paris the boy?
No.
No,
Paris is the girl. Yeah. Paris is the
Really?
girl.
Girl, yeah.
Blanket is the boy, and what's her older brother's name? I can't think right now. I just smoked, but I'm doing it for her. I'm doing a couple of hip hop remixes turned into house as well.
Wow.
So for guys in Vegas, the Hated Crew in Vegas, and also Fab Morgan from Milli Vanilli. I just hooked up with Fab, so I'm gonna do some stuff with him as well.
Staying busy.
But I've been doing a lot of crazy stuff, man.
That's great. I mean, it's like it's amazing to have that kind of longevity in the music industry, especially the dance music industry, right? People come and go so much. I mean, we actually were lucky to get to speak to last month Ultra Nate and Barbara Tucker, who also
I love them.
Once you can count like once you're 3 decades deep, then it's like that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's some special success. That's some special ability because it can go away at any minute. It takes work every day.
Those of us who lasted, it's really an incredible thing because now all these young artists are understanding, and now they're coming as exactly the same thing like 20 years ago. It's just the same feeling. It hasn't changed. It's really incredible, man.
Wow.
Like, and I've been doing this 37 years now.
Wow.
So 3 years before 40, and I just turned 50. I started when I was 13. So.
Wow, you started making music as 13 or DJing?
Yeah, DJing and making. I did it all at the same year. But
you just turned 50. I took
DJing seriously right away. I just made a couple of tracks when I first started. I didn't really take that serious. The DJing I did, but in '88, that's when I took making music serious.
What did you see? I mean, we know
nothing.
as like lovers of Chicago house music that by '88 that shit was all over the place in Chicago.
Yeah, paint a picture of Chicago in the early mid '80s, like house music being born for people who maybe don't know.
It was so insane, man. We all had cassette tapes with just tracks and tracks and tracks on it, for just sharing. And he made this, he made that on that side of the city. He made that on that side of town. Like, it was crazy, man. It was all fresh and brand new. That's what I said, we never even thought it would go into something big. It was just something we were doing at home. And like, we were playing music from overseas and from New York, you know what I mean? Like things like that, mixing it into the tracks we were making. But it was really just a style we had at home. We didn't even think anybody was listening. Then lo and behold, Derek May all of them cats, they were coming to Chicago from Detroit and taking our style back home with them. That's how techno became what it is. That wouldn't have been a thing if they wouldn't have came here first. Because if you listen to techno, whatchamacallit, Juan will even tell you, Juan Atkins, he'll tell you. Before it was called techno, it was called Chicago, Detroit House. That's what they called it.
Right.
Yep, Detroit House. And they were coming here, and if you listen to a lot of our early stuff, it sounds exactly like what techno is.
For sure.
Yeah, we had Kevin Saunderson on here, and he was saying that he was, he was out in Chicago a lot.
And New York.
And then he was going to New York too, yeah.
Oh yeah, Frankie, yeah, they would come here. And they saw the sound we were making in our basements, and they took it right back to where they came from, bro. And then all those other styles came about. It was pretty dope.
Why do you think it was Chicago?
Because we were doing some raw sound of shit, man. And we didn't really care. It was just really raw sound. It could have just been a beat and but it was just something we were doing. The more stripped down it was, that's what I think made it our sound. We were stripping stuff down, and nobody else was doing that. Everybody was trying to make full sounds with produced in the studio and would sing. We wouldn't care about none of that. The dirtier and grimier we did it, you know what I'm saying? That's what we wanted. So that's why I think people caught on to it. Like, well, listen to those guys. They don't care about cleanliness. They want that dirty sound. That's what they just start fucking with us, really. That's all. I can't say it any other way. They liked what we were doing.
Yeah. When I think of I have a tendency to overproduce myself, like maximalize. That's not a word. Maximalist. I'm not a minimalist. I am a maximalist. Maximalist.
Yeah.
I have to remind me, or Eli will remind me, yo, let's strip it down. You got too much going on there.
Right.
So this is something. But at the same time, as I progress as a producer, I also want to challenge myself, because I think, and maybe we are alike in this way, that the tracks that you sampled, I mean, I also love the originators, and I mean the James Browns, the Stevie Wonders, the Parliament Funkadelics, blah 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 blah, the Earth, Wind and Fire. Well, we can go on for days, and in my head, I want an outcome that somehow is connected to that, but this is seriously studio produced stuff, and the players are just the best will ever be, you know what I mean? So it's sort of unattainable, but at the same time, my ear is trying to emulate something like that,
right?
But then again, it's the get down, the one that gets made in 10 minutes becomes the hit.
Exactly. I was just about to say, you just have to know when to pull back on those tracks. That's all. You just have to know when. Okay, I did too much right here. I need to pull back. Pull back your EQ. Pull back your level. Actually, pull back certain instruments that would stand out. Don't make those stand out. Make others stand out. It's just certain tricks you do that to achieve that. But I find myself doing the same thing. When I do remixes for some people, they say, we like it, bud. Fuck you mean, bud? I snap. Yeah, but you did too much.
Yo,
I did too much though. We want to sound like that. Fuck you mean? It's only gonna take me 10 minutes to do that. Well, that's what we want. We don't want the overproduced. You see what I mean? They want me to go back to the 90s sound where it took 10 minutes to make something. And my brain is hard to work that way now because it wants to fill everything up. So
that's sort of a pain in the ass when someone asks if you ask Paul Johnson to remix.
Oh, dude, I just
get a Paul Johnson remix. Don't get a what you want a Paul Johnson remix.
Exactly. You're getting what I give you. But again, they tried to make me do. I just sent 2 people their money back. Fuck it here. I don't want to. I'm not doing that old ass sounding shit that I did when I was in the 90s. You're getting a now remix. So I literally sent their money back and told them to leave my damn track.
This is a great segue. This is a great segue. Let's maybe Eli, let's hear what Paul Johnson's doing in 2020, 2021.
Yeah, I was gonna drop this one. Behind Acid Groove.
So that's one of them, yeah.
This one's dope.
So I just combined old style with the new style.
Hey baby. Oh yeah. Let me take you to San Antonio. Where is that? Behind the grill. Well, alright.
So it's basically the same as before. Just try to keep the strip down as much as I could.
Yeah.
But just added the acid line to it. That's what made it funky.
Yeah, and I'm such a Tina Marie fan too. So this one's tight. I'm loving it.
Yeah. I took different parts, you know, just parts I wouldn't have took before.
What's different in the way that you sample now versus what was going
Just
on
the
back then?
machine. Only the machine. Only machine I use. It's all still the same. So I have my workstations now.
Oh, that's right. What's the name of that? That's like an all-in-one production unit.
The Nico XXL, my Open Labs, and I also have 2 Nico LXDs. So I got 3 big workstations.
Wow. You seen these things, Eli?
Nah. Bring it up.
Yeah, they're crazy, bro. They're crazy.
That's hot. I mean, combining the acid with the disco.
Yeah.
That's
I figured like that's something new to do too that I didn't do before. So, you know.
I'm trying to get
what is there any from your recent ones, Paul, that you wanna us to play?
Oh, that's really up to you guys. I mean, they're already released now, so that's why I sent you what I sent you. If you just want to, you know, have you heard them yet? Or
I think I haven't heard them yet. Charlie sent that over today.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I'm
there's
really curious about the new version of doo-wop. So
No, that's not new.
No.
No,
Oh,
that's back in 2000.
Yeah,
early 2000s.
Oh,
But
so
this is the upfront selects E in the.
that's
up
okay.
there.
So
That's the
okay,
stuff.
let's keep running through it. Let's drop
This
house
stuff,
music.
this one, Bang and Pickpocket of My
Yeah.
Heart. That release is really tight, and that's like was a record label from the UK. Are they UK or Germany?
Yeah, that's I think Italy. That one came from Italy. Disco
Okay.
Deli. I think that
I'm
was
talking
Disco
about
Deli.
here, Eli. You play this one, Pickpocket of My Heart.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is really dope. This label. They started a whole new label around this release.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So that was pretty cool. I was happy about that, and I do that. That's actually happens a lot. People ask me to. You also have one from my new label as well. One Love Records.
I'm gonna have to holler at these guys. I went to buy a copy of this right before the show, but with shipping costs, it was like a pretty penny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got to find someone to distribute it in America.
Mm-hmm.
What about Juno?
Oh,
yeah, Juno. I think Juno carries it as well. So that's Disco Delica label that they started around it.
Good call, Eli. This shit's dope. It's some different shit.
Right. But I know it's so many people around the planet that will bang the shit out of it.
I like this swanky shit.
That's why I said I want to give you all the angles I can come from.
I think you know, when I've seen you DJ recently, because we've gotten to do a couple parties together, at least before the pandemic. Definitely, I can attest that, you know, your DJ set is definitely as eclectic as your production background. And I definitely want to just let people know that the three of us got to share a very magical moment, which is the closing party of the Electric Pickle.
Yeah,
in Wynwood.
That was so much fun, man.
That was some incredible shit. And Paul and I and my girlfriend Natasha and Will, and I don't even remember when you left, Eli. I feel like you were there for a long.
I left at like 8 or 9 a.m. I had to go catch my flight home. I booked my flight. I went right from the club to the airplane.
Stayed like a motherfucker. I was cracking up. Like, yeah, you gonna stay? That was hilarious.
We were up in that room like late. I think the party ended on Sunday at like midnight or something. And I feel like we were out of there like sometime Monday afternoon.
Yeah. It was like 11 a.m.
And then
that was I left at like 8 or 9. It was still rocking.
And then apparently the staff were still there on like Tuesday night.
They did not care. I won an award and shit. They gave me an award. It was hilarious.
What award did you get? They gave you a pickle?
They said I was the best DJ they ever had in that club, bro. Like,
that's amazing.
No line. They all agreed together. Like, holy shit, you brought the energy we never had before.
That was pretty.
I posted incredible.
It. I know Will from the Pickle had been wanting to have you for a long time. So.
But yeah, that was dope, man.
Yo, I like this selection, Eli. Nice work.
This, that last one reminded me of this. This is one of my faves, one of my top 5 PJ tracks.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? A lot of those tracks I only did it because I knew you guys were listening now. If I didn't think people were listening, I wouldn't have made a lot of that shit. And you know what's funny about that? That wasn't a machine like filtering it down. That was just me turning EQs on my channels. I didn't even realize filtering yet. I was doing it with my fingers.
I was gonna ask you what filter were you using, but
no, bro. That's me doing it. That's me fucking turning EQ, man. That's it.
Oh shucks.
What is that on a mixing board or on a
yeah, on my mixing board.
So that's a lot. You gotta do them quick.
Yeah, bro. Like if you listen to a few of my tracks, that's me live doing it.
I got something for your mind, your body, and your soul. Oh shucks. I got something here. Oh shucks. Oh shucks. I got something for your mind, your body, and your soul.
To see me working in the studio is like a madman, bro. It's like a mad scientist.
I believe it.
Yeah, man, that one got the vibe.
is all making sense now that I can visualize you tweaking everything.
You're right. Yeah. I'm just all that one. And like a lot of stuff I do, like I don't create stems. When I do something for somebody, I'll do it all like straight up mix it. They're like, well, can I get the instrumental? There's no instrumental. I just did all that as one straight out mix. And sometimes I go back.
You're just going right to 2-track.
Yeah. I love doing that, bro. You can't get no fucking remix. That's it right there.
Wow.
I purposely do that. Now it depends on the stuff that I do. I'll make stems for it. But most of the time, there is no stem. I'm two-tracking that shit. I'm two-tracking it live. Like, even if you want me to do it over, it's not going to sound the same. So I do all that shit live.
Wow. So have you done like live PA performances and stuff?
Never, bro. Well, no, I take that back. I did it for a few months in 97 or 98 because I hired a new booking agent. And I was doing it overseas for a little while. Like I was playing techno for maybe the entire year, I think, in 97 overseas. Nobody knew it. I was playing house over here, but I was going overseas.
And just playing techno.
Yeah, I did like a lot of parties with Carl Cox and big names like that, man. But then I stopped. I was like, I don't want people to think I'm known for that. So I started doing my house again.
What was your experience like? Because I guess you could
crazy,
say like
man.
The your early stuff on like Relief or Casual or Dance Mania it's not techno, it's Chicago house, but it's techie, it's tracky, it bangs.
Exactly.
Stuff you did with Robert Armani, for example, or some of the other aliases. But that's interesting because we have that sometimes because Eli and I are very house and we're, from Boston. It's probably closest to New York. I mean, we're influenced by Chicago, Detroit, everywhere, but New York is such a big force, New York, New Jersey. But like we get that when we go to Europe, especially Ibiza, they really want you to play faster, play harder.
Right.
You kind of had that experience and decided it wasn't for you.
Yeah, I just didn't want people to take me off in that direction. I was having too much fun with it. And I was forgetting about my house. Like, no, I can't do that, bro. Like, it was, it was just too much fun, man. Big giant ass parties. You know what I mean? Every party was big. I'm like, holy shit, man. So basically, I think I would have just been another stage DJ if I kept that up. I didn't want to lose my underground crowd, bro.
Right.
Once you do that, it's hard to keep where you come from.
Yep.
So I always kept myself in the middle. I'll play big stages and I'll go right and play a 35-person party and snap out for 5 hours straight, bro. Just for them 35 people who remember that shit forever and tell all their friends forever. So I still do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's inspiring. I mean, that's like how I feel like how we've looked at it too, man. When you see DJs that just play the big parties, the big rooms.
Yeah.
The sound changes, man. Changes.
Right. It changes you and they keep you there, bro. You're a pawn. Just a pawn to them. I couldn't take that. So I like to every now and then jump on the stage and jump right back off that motherfucker.
Yep.
I'll do maybe 3 big ass festivals a year, maybe. And then all the rest of them like in between, which is fine for me. I love 5,000, 4,000 people parties. You don't have to be 50,000 motherfucker.
That's a big stage, man.
Hell yeah, bro. Like that's just too much for me.
Hard to play like vocals and shit when it's like
right when you want to get down. You can't. You gotta remember that they're there to just jump around and act silly.
Yo, wait. He said silly.
Which I don't mind. Trust me, I don't mind it. Every now and then I go to the motherfuckers, be right in the crowd, acting silly as hell with them. But I can't take that shit all year, bro. It'll drive me crazy.
Forgive me, Eli. I can't help this fucking segue. Wait, he
Do
said
it.
silly. We gotta get with it real quick. Wait, keep talking. See, this is what happens, Paul. We're producing our own show.
Right, I love it. I see what you meant now. I totally can do this again. I just gotta charge my battery. I think my shit is at like 7% now.
All right, well, we only got a few.
We're good because we got 10 minutes. We got 10 minutes left, so that's perfect.
We'll see how long we can go with
through.
Sweet.
There we go. Oh.
Uncle Paul, make me laugh.
Yeah, that's me. That's me as well.
You so silly.
This is a weird ass track, Paul.
Yeah, it is. But you know what it was?
So silly.
My nephew, no, my niece at the time. She was trying to say silly and she couldn't say it. She was saying silky.
Silky.
So right. I was like, wow, I need to make a track out of it.
It's a family track.
Yeah.
Yo, this is a especially powerful too, because this is Dance Mania number 69, man. This is a lucky number.
Right.
You so silly. You so silly.
And people just gravitate to this stuff, man. It's so funny, bro.
I like.
I
Are
think
you wearing?
I think the tracks in the background of it.
Are you wearing a like yellow leather overalls?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, man. That's when that leather shit was in back then, man. Like all that kooky stuff and that Sean John stuff and all that.
This shit gets hot as hell in the club, though.
Yeah, for real. So, you know what's crazy? You wear the $800 shit and be sweating your ass off. Like it is not worth it, bro. It's not worth it.
I know Eli and I got sent some like fancy leather stuff, and we're like, "Oh yeah, let's wear this out." And then you like last about 10 minutes, and you like immediately regret it, got back to the hotel and changed.
Right. That's hilarious. I'm naked all the time now, bro.
This one's overdriven like a motherfucker. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know what?
And those are all my voice.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, just saying that's all my voice too.
So funny. When you were talking about doing stuff right to 2-track, that reminds me of our boy, you know, Tom Trago from the Netherlands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's was talking about that when he came on the show a while ago, and we you know, we're the three of us, Eli and I and Tom, are tight. So yeah, he's like also, especially during the pandemic, he's given up on the whole thing because the whole process is different now. Now he's like not even mastering; he's just like creating, recording right through the board, straight to 2-track, and pressing that, and that's it.
Exactly, bro. And it's sounding exactly the fucking same. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm mad as hell. We've been wasting a lot of fucking time for no reason, man. Just trying to be right about this shit. And there's really no fucking right. It's just do it the way. Hold on. It's just do it the way you know, and make sure the shit sounds right. Erykah Badu produced her entire album in her bedroom.
Wow.
The shit sound it was one of her best ones. So I just started doing the same shit. It's all coming right out of here, going directly to press.
What do you got for like studio monitors?
Oh shit, I got a big ass Harbinger 1500 watt bass sub, and then I got my EVs, 1100 watt EVs.
Wow, so you know exactly what it sounds like in the club.
Yeah. It sounds like a club, right? That's what I'm saying. So I get the full sound before it goes out. It's wanging in here. If the house isn't shaking and stuff not falling off, then it's not enough for me. Like back then, it didn't matter because we were creating it dirty on purpose. It wasn't about having the strength of it. So now it's all about the strength of it.
Holy shit! Wait, I'm looking this up. And the EVs and the Harbinger sub. This is a self-powered club sound system.
Yeah. Oh,
You're producing music on the club sound system.
Yeah, that's what I have. If I hold on, let me. It's gonna get loud for a second, but I'll show you.
Yeah.
I'll play something real quick.
Yeah, hit it. Holy shit, Eli, this is gonna be the new shit. Talk about waking your daughter up from a nap.
Okay, this is a remix I just did for Hatiris. Is that too loud?
No, it's cool.
Okay. I got it on like 4.
Send a big shout out. It's Kevy Kev. Parker JP says, "Y'all got to bring Paul to NYC when stuff is open again. Been way too long. All right, let's make that happen." He also said that, Paul, you introduced in a proper house party at House of Soul 6-7 years ago. You closed it.
Nice. That's what's up. Yeah, I appreciate that, man.
So wait, when you're making music, are you cranking at like 8?
Hell yeah.
You're up there. So what about your ear fatigue? Because I'll blow my ears right out.
Well, no. I visually know everything. I don't even have to listen to anything anymore. I visually know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I know what this goes and this sounds like and that does. I'm looking at levels. Everything is all visual now.
Yeah.
So you can excuse me.
Yeah.
You can really have it low and still get your production out.
You could see.
I just like banging it.
Spectrometer or something.
Right. Exactly. I'm just in here by myself, so I'm always banging it. I'll go in different parts of the house too and listen and see what's what. You know what I mean? So like I still do my sound checks that way, but that's how I know I'm getting everything correct. I have a sweet spot in here and I know exactly where everything should be.
This is some good tips, man. I might have to do it, Eli. I might have to take the plunge, get like some proper.
Yeah, you gotta get a sub, bro. If you don't have a sub, you're missing out. You might be putting way too much bass in your shit because you're not hearing it correctly.
Yeah,
that's why these subs help you perfectly, bro. They know how deep you're going and how deep you should be.
I'm gonna get at you, Paul, after the show and
for sure.
Pick your brain about what you think I should grab. No doubt.
For sure.
Yep. And I also talking about extracurricular conversation. I never delivered a remix opportunity to you, and I apologize for that.
Oh no, it's all good, bro. I understand at the time you were busy.
I was crazy busy, but this was a great project, and I missed out big time because it was a killer package for a track you did called "Dance with Me." You brought some new remixes. Maybe we should listen to that one. That Terry Hunter.
I gave it to Terry mix
that he's promoting right now.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
And I gave that one because that's one more people are more prone to dance to. Is that version?
Terry.
Like the other versions are party version. This is more like a radio version, club version.
For sure. Yeah, we love Terry, and he's a big supporter. We had him on the show, and we love Terry.
Mm-hmm. So let me see how much I left. Okay.
And it sounds like he replayed the whole damn thing.
Yeah, he played everything. Yeah. Well, he I don't know who else in the studio, but they get down, man.
They get down, man. Mm-hmm. He's the right man for the job.
Mm-hmm. And people were like cracking up when they first heard that. Like, who was that singing? I'm like, me, motherfucker. I just don't perform live on stage. Fuck all that, man. I'll DJ for hours, but I cannot get up there live and sing, bro.
Got some pipes, though.
I did it yesterday, actually, on my live. I played for like 3.5 hours. If you go to my Twitch page,
okay,
like 6 of my songs.
Wow.
Matter of fact, this is one of them. I sang this one too.
You missed out. Is that recorded anywhere? Or was this in the stream?
It's on my Twitch page, yeah. My Twitch page. I did it yesterday.
Gotta plug it.
You got me feeling for you. You make me lose control. So girl, I gotta make you dance with me. Come on. Dance with me. 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 Dance with me.
I guess the only reason I never perform live is because all those voices are me. And I can only sing one of them at a time. I never thought about hiring people to sing back in.
No, you got the harmonies, man. You don't need it. It's a one-stop
right.
shop.
But I never thought about hiring somebody to sing background.
My mind is so free. Feels like I'm on ecstasy. Oh, baby, let's show this crowd how we kick it down and tip the floor. The floor. The DJ's pumping the jams that we like. We're gonna party all night until the break of dawn. It feels so good that it could never go wrong. Hey, hey. dance with me, dance with me, dance with me, dance with me, dance with me,
Yeah.
dance with me, dance with me, dance with me, dance with me,
Dope.
dance with me, dance with me, dance with me, dance with me, dance with me.
That's right, Cleo. That's
Mhm.
Paul singing.
All the voices are me. Like everything you hear with voices on my songs, that's all me.
Wow, man.
Every one of them.
That's good. You can fade it. So dope, man. That's just a classic.
Yeah, my battery's totally about to run out too, guys.
All right, Paul.
I'm on
Appreciate
1%.
you, man.
I don't want
No
to cut
doubt.
off on you.
Thanks
I
for
love
taking
you
the
guys
time.
so much.
No doubt. We love you too. And yo,
Thank
Paul
you.
Johnson's going to be with us during the House of E-Funk Festival, March 26th, 27th, or 27th, 28th. You can check him out there, or otherwise down at the bottom of the screen, twitch.tv/DJ Paul Johnson. Check him out.
Yeah, check that out.
Check
I did
him
it
out
live
on
yesterday.
Instagram.
But you know what? My audio had went out in the beginning. So fast forward to like 6 or 7 minutes. That's when the audio clicks in and I restart. So just to know, the first 6 minutes, I'm trying to figure out what's happening. But I
Yo,
get it out.
this live stream shit is a whole new universe.
It is, bro. It is. Like, it was so fun. I'm sitting there talking for minutes, didn't even realize until I looked at the screen. They told me there was no sound, but I fixed it all. You'll see.
Yeah, dope, man. We'll check it out.
Thanks
Thank you,
again,
everyone.
Paul. We'll
I
see
love
you.
you guys.
See you in a couple. We'll see you next weekend.
I love you
Take
so
care,
much.
man.
Thank you.
Peace. Much love, dude.
Anytime, every time.
Okay. Absolutely.
Dope.
Nice.
Yo, check this out. This is the that's the workstation right here.
Oh yeah.
So like you can see,
Wait,
it's
what?
like a mixer, it's a keyboard, it's a drum pad.
Holy.
Up there is
what?
like a, I don't know what that maybe is, the matrix up to the upper right, and then you have a whole screen. It's an all-in-one unit.
Wow, and he's been making he makes it the whole track on that.
You make the whole thing on this. I think he's had these. I think he's had these for quite some time.
Open Labs, huh? How much do they cost? It's out of stock, sold out.
That one's out of stock. Look, it looks like $5,000 used on Reverb.
Huh.
Here's an older one that Timberland used.
Oh, it's Timberland style. Interesting.
Yeah, I think this is like a whole other concept. But I think, also with Paul's mobility, this is probably something that you can like really get at everything.
Wow.
But be off the laptop. I mean, you're sort of on the laptop because it's a computer, but
That's
whatever.
cool.
Everything's in the box. This
That's
is very
cool.
dope. Yeah,
that's very cool. You gotta try one out.
For sure.
All right, yeah. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Yeah, sorry about the technical issues, man. My goodness.
We made it.
We
made it to the
always
end.
do. Big shout out to Conclave, killing it.
Caesar Toribio, yeah, definitely.
He's back in.
What up?
We love him, man.
You like that Paul Johnson interview, huh? That's some inspiring shit.
Good. It's cool. Peace, man.
Nice.
That's dope. Cameo.
All
right, cool, man. It's time for Vinyl Thoughts, where we share our last thoughts with a piece of wax. Of course, I got another Paul Johnson. How can you not, man? So much great music. And
before you drop that, we got this weekend Unicorn Disco for Tots, and then we're back with our full week programming next week, and then the weekend after this one, we got House of E-Funk Festival, 2-day festival on our Soul Clap Music Twitch with Paul DJing and tons of other amazing DJs on that lineup. J-Mac turned it out. Jimster, Spinna, Spinnerita, Shortcut, Wayne Williams, Darling Chuck, Ash Lauren, Miha, Minx, Analog Soul, Artelon, Salah, Non-Save, Francois K, Kemet, Justin Martin, DJ Heather, Kai Alce, Will Renoir, Ramon Russell, Jubilee, Sneak, and D Mike B. Bam. That's a mouthful. We'll see y'all on the Soul Clap Twitch, or we'll see you next week on Schmoozing with Stacy Hot Wax. Hail! Very excited for that one too.
This one's called Hear the Music.